What's going on, you guys? This is Bridget Kelly, and you are locked into We Talk Weekly.
No, but your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
and the beautiful
Classy Lady Sparkle.
Classy Lady Sparkle is definitely in the building. And we got something, now you already know, my favorite segment of the show are always the interviews. And why are these my favorite segment of the show? Because I get to listen to the good old folks who are actually doing something, right? Making some moves and giving them a platform with whom otherwise, right, they probably wouldn't be able to kind of talk to the people and say what's really good. So we open this up and say, you know what? Appreciate the business. You're a business, independent, so we're going to support you in this endeavor, right? And so that's what we got going down in the paint. So, Sizzle, who do we have today?
So we have the beautiful Miss Sarah V. Bondzie. Did I pronounce that correctly? Bondzie. She is the founder and owner of Bon Vue, BVE plant-based eye vitamins. Okay. BVE is a supplement full of natural. I need some of them. It's a plant. It's
she ain't brown. I don't see nothing though.
So BVE is a supplement full of natural ingredients catered to one's eye health and overall well-being. It's full of natural ingredients and micronutrients that we tend to lack in our everyday diets. Micronutrients play such a strong role in the course of all sorts of diseases, from autoimmune disease to cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. Right. And they can even help increase energy and manage stress. So she wanted to incorporate that in there, knowing the rise of health-conscious individuals. Yes. Some of the benefits that one would gain from taking BVE eye vitamins are eye hydration, reduced inflammation, vision loss reduction, and a brighter sclera. Is that, see, don't get me to start it in the medical terms.
That's the white around
Let
the
me
pupil.
tell you something. This is why I ran from the medical field. I took a human anatomy and physiology class, and I had to drop that course. I'm like, I just can't do it.
Well, when you four eyes like me, you got to know certain things.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yeah, so I kind of want her to speak more on this because, but lastly, I'll say her vision is to reduce the risk of getting eye disease and experiencing any AMD related vision loss. So I'll let her kind of explain that stuff because I'm like, what's going on?
Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. That was a wonderful introduction. Don't worry about it.
No doubt. So first, I just want to say welcome to the show. And as I stated before, I get excited when we have people come to the show who are pretty much creating and developing things, because you're special and Black Girl Magic in the house. Mm-hmm. And so, the brothers got to support the sisters, man. So I'm going to always get that platform also. So let's start from the beginning, man. Let's talk a little bit about what got you into this whole eye business.
Well, I come from a family of medical professionals.
Okay, makes sense.
And my dad is a pharmacist, but this rooted all the way back from my ancestors. I'm Haitian American.
Sac passé!
Oh, my bullet. Are you Haitian too?
Nah, I'm not. I know. But you know what? They say my folks, because my last name Pastel, so I got a lot of folks over there. It's one of those things. Shout out to Dad, too. You know what I mean? No doubt. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, and, my mom always saw me doing weird things in regards to herbal medicine. Like there would be leaves on the walls and stuff like that. I'm Christian, so when she saw that stuff, she was like, voodoo. Ain't nothing. Nah, I was like, it's not what you think. And then, you know, I'm just trying to make my own teas, whatever it is. I was always trying to heal myself naturally. And then, for some reason, I got into optometry after I started majoring in neuroscience. Wow. And I just put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, okay, I'm going to see all these patients, and nothing was on a holistic aspect. So I just wanted to put my foot in the world somehow by making these plant-based eye vitamins.
Fantastic. So do you have any patents on anything that you did?
Well, since my dad's a pharmacist, I'm in collaboration with him. Okay. So he's going to handle that aspect.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
This is beautiful, man. Yeah. Black girl magic for real, right? And so let's talk a little bit about, dad, right? Mm-hmm. And so what does your dad think about all of the things that you're doing right now? And what have you ever had that conversation with Dad and said, Dad, what made you get into, you know, what you're doing?
Honestly, my dad is like one of those. He reminds me of Will Smith.
He got a cool dad.
He's one of those. Like at the wedding, he was like, he was doing all of that stuff. You know, that's my husband over there too.
Shout out to holding you down. He would hold you down.
He doesn't have a choice. So you know, so he's actually very proud. I asked him how come he hasn't made any, you know, supplements himself or anything of that matter. And he was just like, he doesn't really have the time to. So I guess, you know, when you plant a seed, some way or somehow it's going to root within, you know, that own person itself. And looking back in all of your lives, you can honestly see things that you've done in the past through the members that, you know, birthed you before, of course. And, you know, not only my dad, my ancestors in Haiti, like my aunt, she would bathe like our people in the villages and stuff like that in the streams after they would birth their babies with like certain leaves and things. So I guess it came to me somehow with these. So it's like, yeah, I just put 2 and 2 together, and he sees that I'm just, I guess, the bloom of what was planted.
Fantastic. Shout out to Dad. You know, the funny thing, you mentioned, you know, a lot about how the ancestors, when people gave birth, some of the things they did, and something that people are starting to do now because of what they heard the ancestors do, are keeping the afterbirth, you know, to the baby. They keeping it a little longer as opposed to just getting rid of it, you know, chopping it off and getting rid of it. And I thought that was interesting because they say that's probably one of the most nutrient packed kind of like parts of the baby as it comes out. And so I thought that was interesting too. So as we talk about the ancestors, right, and of course that's the energy that came into you so you can start developing, right? Let's talk about the first thing that you actually created that you said, this works.
Well, in regards to that, this all started from making yoni steams at home. I'm sure you ladies know what that is, do you?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna just leave it right there. You know?
So, I mean, yoni steams are just natural herbs, and you just sit on top of it, and all of those herbs sort of, you know. You know, or just arises where it's supposed to be, and it cleans your system and all of that good stuff. There's some for men too, but if you want to venture, if you'd like to venture in that, that's your choice.
Charles Gregory is not sticking anything up in him. I'm just letting you know.
So, I mean, it definitely worked. I definitely felt improvements from that. And I was like, okay, if I can make this, let me stay into something that I love. So, yeah, the optometry came about. And I think I've been in it ever since. And something about me is that I never, like, deter from things that I don't like. When I love something, you're going to see it in everything that I do. So right now I'm actually about to shadow eye surgeons at numerous DuPont Hospital.
Wow.
Late December, and I'm also working one-on-one with optometrists as well. And then I'm a prospective student at Pennsylvania College of Optometry. So
Nice.
yeah.
That sounds like a lot of studying.
Yeah.
A lot of studying, you know.
Yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit about some more of the products that you created. Now, the one you, I guess, make the claim that it can even brighten up. What is it? How you pronounce it? The sclera?
The sclera.
The sclera. I never can pronounce that.
Yeah,
correctly.
me neither. I wasn't able to at once. He could tell you. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, what is that process like? How did you come to, find out that this stuff is working?
Well,
Because of course, who are your samples? Like your sample dummies, so to speak. How are you finding out?
Well, honestly, if you were to create eye vitamins yourself, and knowing that, let's say you wake up one day with inflammation, you have like your eyes are red. I can do that myself because I typically have red eyes when I wake up.
So
And knowing that I took those supplements, I've just been testing it, and so has my dad. And if he's a pharmacist, I'm sure it's like he can say like this is doable. And my friends. And my husband's actually a doctor.
wow.
Yeah, so
Yuppie in the building.
it's like, I made sure that this is what it's supposed to be. And, if you think about all of the vitamins that are out there that are woman catered to, sort of like the Sugar Bears or Hair Infinity, there's nothing much that goes with the eyes. But there are women who wear makeup every day on the eyes, and then next thing you know, they wake up with like conjunctivitis or something like that. There's pictures all throughout the internet now of like mascara up under the eyelids. So this is like a protection, a shield per se of that everyday use.
So is it one particular eye drop vitamin? Do you have like a variation of them? Why don't you explain that?
So currently there's supplements, and I'm still in the works now of creating a powdered version of it so it could become like a drink, because I know that nowadays everybody wants to drink those protein shakes. So it's like I'm trying to be with the wave, but I'm also creating variety of it. But currently it's the capsules that I'll be that will be launching in January. Otherwise I would have given you guys some. I will send some. I will send some.
You on camera now, man. No doubt.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
Don't
no
worry.
doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. So and it'll come with like a beautiful bottle that says Bon Vue and Bon Vue. Yeah, Bon Vue. It is French because I'm Haitian.
Yeah.
So and it means like good view or beautiful view.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's dope. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So again, let's talk about the range of the vitamins that you have. Like, what are like your top kind of like vitamins too? How many do you have? How many kind of range?
Well, in regards to the ingredients or just the product itself?
No, the products.
Oh, products. Well, I just have that, which is
Okay.
BVE. It's
BVE,
just the abbreviation of Bon Vue.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
like it. No doubt.
And then I also have glasses, blue light filtering lenses that will be a part of Bon Vue as well. Why is because all day we're on our computers, on our phones, and it sort of produces blue light, which can give us digital eye strain after, let's say, 3 hours or so. So I was like, if this is going to be something that is just catered to the eye, let me produce a whole bunch of products that can help people. So yeah, I mean, I have one now, but in my purse, but it's like I don't know if I want to do all that noise and yeah, but yeah, so far we have 3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. So, like you said about the tablets and, the blue light, does that cause cataracts, and does this protect you from that? Because cataracts can potentially lead to blindness. And the second part question is that, can you look in the eyes and see if it's yellow from jaundice and things that are happening in the body like diabetes and things like that?
Yeah, so at a eye doctor's appointment, you can detect so many diseases through that. They can detect for diabetes, of course, even Alzheimer's, all through the back of the eye, even tumors as well. And yeah. So the thing is, there are 3 layers of the eye, And so, they would get their scopes and all that good stuff. And there are also machines called Optimap and everything like that. Right now, there are about like 7.7 billion people in the world, and 285 million people are visually impaired. And I think 75% of that impairment can be preventable if people were to go to these appointments. And it starts by wearing glasses, of course, if they prescribe them to you and all that good stuff. And about the cataracts, typically people ages 50 and over are bound to get cataracts simply because as we age, so do our eyes. And it just happens. There's no really way from running from it, I would say. I mean, 55% of people, well, women in general, are more so likely to be visually impaired due to just our differences of blood types. And also we live longer. So with age comes more diseases of, longer age. So, yeah.
So what is, when we look at, people of African American descent versus our Caucasian counterparts, what are some of the things that affects us more than them as it relates to like eyes and eye health, that you have noticed?
Yeah, well, the thing is, Black Americans are more prone to get cataracts. Honestly, I don't know why it's that far, but so far that's just what, I've researched.
Wow.
I feel like if there were more optometrists of color, we could sort of tackle these things. And, part of the reasoning why the number is so high is also developing countries. There aren't many optometrists available and are around. So, for instance, Gambia, for every 2 million people, there's one optometrist in Africa. So it's stuff like that, if we're able to go low, scoop low, and teach the teachers per se in these villages of simple eye tests like NVAs or DVAs, I guess we would be able to lower that spectrum. But yeah. So.
Interesting. Wow. I haven't even thought of that. Wow. Wow. So let's talk a little bit about what is it, the Food and Drug Administration? Yeah, FDA, right? And so when it comes to like your vitamins, is that something that you would have to potentially go through, or is it something that you don't necessarily have to because it's all natural? Like, how does that work?
Well, what happens is, honestly, there are a lot of supplements out there that don't go through the FDA. What happens is, it's when people start complaining about it, then they try to attack you and say, yo, this has to be off of, you're not allowed to sell this anymore. And this has to do with people who are over using or over abusing nutrients and vitamins. They don't know the correct mgs to put in. That's why I thank God that I have my dad and everything, because this is like legit, and I mean, again, I'm all plant-based. Well, BVE is all plant-based. Some ingredients I can say for now, because I don't want anybody to go make their own stuff.
I know your recipe.
I know.
They're going to be like, wait. What you say? BVE? Got vegetables in there. Bread? Beta-carotene?
Oh, God.
What? No, go ahead.
Well, one of them that is goji berries.
Yeah,
now,
goji berries,
yes,
no doubt.
goji berries is a very big deal when it comes to optometry, because there was a study out there where these individuals took it for 90 days, and they saw that the goji berries increased plasma zeaxanthin, and also it has a higher antioxidant level than berries or bilberries, which is the typical extract that these eye vitamins typically use. So I wanted to stand outside of all the other brands by using that itself. And that's all according to the American Association of Optometry.
There you go. Disclaimer. Yes. No doubt. That's good. All right. Yeah, no doubt. Good stuff, sister. Now, when you have people out there like, like the late Dr. CB and other people who are very holistic and creating stuff that naturally is responding to us the proper way, the way that it's supposed to. Why do you think it's so much resistance to that?
Well, I think, there's this quote out there that says businesses and products are all about innovation and marketing. Yeah. It depends on how it's marketed. Like, that's just what I think. Because there's everything that's, that Dr. Sabi did and all that is innovative per se. Mm-hmm. But if there's everybody's not drawing into it somehow, I don't see, people, they just want to know what's the hype. Right. If we could just be real about it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly why I'm using women from all over the world, and I'm shipping it to them. I'm making brand ambassador contracts. Like, I have to do what everybody's doing out there to, to put like value on it even more. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think your biggest challenge is at this point?
The biggest challenge, I would say, it doesn't have to do with anything with making the product or getting people. I would say it has to do with me holding myself back from putting everything out there. Yeah, because it's like, I just want to, but I can't do that. And that's just how I am in general. Because, I'm here and it hasn't even launched yet. Well, it will be in January, but it's like, that's just me as a person. So that's what I've been having to hold my back.
All the ideas, all the products that will get them all. Right? No, I get it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. So let's at least jump to, what do you believe your next product would be then? Or I'm sure you already know, but what's the next product we can look forward to? So we got the eye drops, right?
Oh, the supplements?
Yeah, the supplements, right?
Yes.
So what's the next product?
So along with the glasses, I wanted to recently I found out there were these food vitamins, Daily Gem. I have to shout them out. And I tried it today. My husband didn't like it, but I mean, hey, they're these small squares that's real food, but just in a food formation and plant-based, and it has all the vitamins that woman would need. And I never, it's
well,
the
I'm
first,
sure your husband wouldn't like it.
I
mean,
hey, whoever thought about that? Because they thought, how should vitamins really look like? Right. Why isn't it real food? And I was like, wow. So if I can make something food-based on top of like the powdered and the supplement itself, I'll definitely let you know what I figure out. But
and especially when you're doing something specific to men, let me know.
Yes, I will. We will have the frames and stuff for men as well. Okay, so and I will cater a brand specifically for men, like the Bon Vue men. Okay. So it's like, maybe I can incorporate zinc in there, which I already thought about, which men typically need. Okay. So don't worry.
All right. So where can they find you? Matter of fact, this is a great transition to where can they find you and get all this information from, know more about you and all that good old stuff?
Well, so we have a Instagram, which is at my Bon Vue, VUE, and we also have a Facebook, which is Bon Vue. And we have a website which you can get on the Facebook or Instagram. And when you sign up, we'll send you guys an email when the launching comes. And it'll come with a special promo for the first 25 customers.
Fantastic. She already ready.
Yeah.
She ready. She ready, no doubt. Do you have anything else to say to like all the people who's watching and listening and all that good old stuff?
Thank you for listening to me. We were talking about Summer Walker with her little social anxiety. I feel like, I don't know if I'm on that verge line, but it's like, I think you guys are wonderful. Thank you. Much success to what you guys are passionate as well. Thank you.